Hey guys, what's up? Here is Max. In Chapter 5 and 6 of Dragon Ball Hakai, we meet a character who has extraordinary potential since childhood, a true force of nature. This character is Krista, the King of Saiyans from Universe 6, who was able to match the strength of Goku, God of Destruction. But in Dragon Ball Super, we also meet a character with extraordinary potential since childhood, and that character is BROLY, the legendary Super Saiyan from Universe 7, who was able to push even Gogeta to a point where he had to use Super Saiyan Blue. But among these true monsters in power, who is more powerful? Who would win in a battle, King Krista or BROLY? In this video, I will answer the question. Stay connected in this channel and let's go to the video. Hakai. Before we find out how a fight between them would turn out, let's talk a little about these characters, okay? Everyone knows BROLY. He's a legendary Super Saiyan from Universe 7 who was already immensely powerful since birth, surpassing even the potential of Prince Vegeta, who was considered the most promising Saiyan on planet Vegeta at the time. BROLY's power was so great that it caused concerns and envy in King Vegeta, who sent the boy to a desolate planet to die. BROLY grew up on this inhospitable planet, hunting and training with his father. Despite his upbringing, he was still extremely powerful, and when he came to Earth, he was able to surpass Goku and Vegeta with a wide margin. Two Saiyans that had trained and fought real battles their entire lives. In other words, even without even having a real fight against a powerful opponent, BROLY managed to surpass two Saiyans who had trained and fought their entire lives. They were two incredibly experienced fighters who even received training from the gods. BROLY's power grew so much that Goku and Vegeta had to fuse, and even Gogeta had to use Super Saiyan Blue to finally overcome him. Now, let's talk a little about King Krista. About 1,000 years ago, Sadala, the planet of the Saiyans from Universe 6, was attacked by a very powerful army. These enemies were so formidable that the planet's armies couldn't do anything against them, and the Saiyans were being massacred. But one day, a child went alone to face the enemy hordes, and this boy managed to destroy all the invaders. His name was Krista. Even as a young boy, Krista had so much potential that he was able to defeat the army that not even all the Saiyan armies could. After some time, Krista became the king of Sadala, but he decided that he wanted to protect the planet for eternity. So he learned about the Dragon Balls, went to Namek in Universe 6, and asked the Dragon God to make him immortal. Krista has approximately 1,000 years of life, and according to Kaba, he's probably the most powerful Saiyan that Universe 6 has ever seen. Before we continue with the video, I want to say that if you liked King Krista and want to see more of this character in Dragon Ball Hakai, you can help us produce the chapters much faster by collaborating with us through our Patreon, which is the only way you can contribute to the manga's production. By contributing a very small amount, you'll be helping to create the chapters of Dragon Ball Hakai, and besides receiving better and faster chapters, you'll also receive some exclusive benefits here on the channel. If you're interested in helping, click on the link in the video description to learn more. Now let's continue talking about our two fighters. Now that we have the basics of their story, let's discuss the power they have demonstrated and their accomplishments. Everyone already knows BROLY's feats. In just a few minutes of combat, he managed to surpass Goku and Vegeta by a wide margin, completely humiliating them, even in Super Saiyan Blue. BROLY also managed to hold his own against Gogeta even while at a disadvantage. He forced Gogeta to resort to Super Saiyan Blue. It's important to mention that at the beginning of the fight, BROLY was weaker than Goku and Vegeta in their base forms, and he ended up facing a fusion of the two. So the progression he demonstrated was extraordinary. BROLY showed us basically three forms: the Ikari form, which uses the power of Uzaru without transforming into a giant ape, the Super Saiyan, and the legendary Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Berserk. Despite being very powerful in all these forms, BROLY cannot maintain his sanity in them. In the Ikari form, he already starts to show loss of control, and in the Super Saiyan and legendary Super Saiyan forms, he is completely insane. King Krista has only faced one opponent so far, Goku, God of Destruction. In the fight against Goku in his base form, Krista was clearly able to surpass Goku's Super Saiyan 3. Just remembering that Goku was not transformed into Super Saiyan 3, but he was using the power of that transformation, as ever since becoming a god, he can use non-divine transformations without needing to transform. To avoid being defeated by the Saiyan King, Goku resorted to Ultra Instinct, and at that moment he completely surpassed Krista's base form, who could barely withstand one punch from him. And remember that even though Goku was using Ultra Instinct, he was restraining his power, and at that moment, the level of power he was using was still lower than what he used against Jiren in the Tournament of Power. But then Krista used a mysterious transformation, and at that moment he unleashed an extremely powerful attack and even scared Goku, who had to use more power to escape the attack, and ended up losing control. And after Goku lost control, the fight was interrupted. Although not much was shown about this mysterious transformation of Krista, I think we can definitely conclude that it had a power superior to the power Goku was using before elevating his ki and losing control. Another interesting thing is that when Goku felt the power of Krista's mysterious transformation, he remembered BROLY as if these powers were similar. An important detail is that after the end of the fight, it became clear from Goku and Krista's dialogues that the king was concealing his power. Speaking a bit about Krista's fighting style, he seems to be a very skilled and mature fighter. He seems to have excellent control over his own power and also appears to be intelligent in combat. That was to be expected from such an ancient warrior. I think now we know the feats and combat characteristics of each one. So let's compare them and find out how a fight between these two Saiyans would be. But before that, please like the video if you enjoy this type of content. Let us know if you like it when we bring these Dragon Ball Hakai videos and if we should bring more. Your like is also very important for the video to have a good reach on this platform and for more people to learn about this story. Also share the video with your Dragon Ball fan friends so that they can get to know about our channel and the story that is made with love from fans for fans. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now so you won't miss out on new things about Dragon Ball Hakai, and you'll always have Dragon Ball content in general to entertain you. Anyway, let's talk about this fight now. Obviously, BROLY and King Krista would start the fight in their base forms. In his base form, BROLY was able to withstand even Vegeta's Super Saiyan God, which was when he started using the Ikari form. But before that, he had already briefly used the Ikari form to surpass Vegeta's Super Saiyan. In his base form, King Krista completely humiliated Goku's Super Saiyan 3, but he was certainly surpassed by Goku's Ultra Instinct containing power. But it's okay to remember that this Goku that Krista faced is the post-Moro arc Goku, okay? While BROLY faced Goku and Vegeta post-Tournament of Power. Well, there's a big gap between the power level of the Super Saiyan God Vegeta that BROLY faced and the contained Ultra Instinct Goku that Krista faced, so it's hard to compare. I think to withstand a blow from Ultra Instinct Goku as he did, Krista was at least at the level of a Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue. So I'm going to consider that Krista in his base form is considerably superior to BROLY in his base form, okay? He may be superior both in overall power and in intelligence and experience. In fact, perhaps Krista's base form is not exactly a base form, but an Ikari form, since he has yellow eyes as if he were in the Ikari form. But that's just a theory. Either way, I think Krista's base is stronger than BROLY's base. So while both are in their base forms, Krista would control the fight for a while, using his superior power, intelligence, and combat experience to contain BROLY, like Vegeta did at the beginning. Eventually, BROLY would increase his power and adapt, but even so, Krista would maintain his superiority until the Universe 7 Saiyan would use the Ikari form. Using the Ikari form, BROLY would certainly give Krista a much harder time, but if we really consider that Krista's base form has the power level of a Super Saiyan God or Blue Goku, they would be on a balanced power level, since BROLY used the Ikari form until Goku reached Super Saiyan Blue. Even if BROLY were slightly stronger, I think Krista would come out on top because of his intelligence and experience. If the fight were to continue, BROLY would surely advance further and then transform into Super Saiyan. And at that point, things would start getting complicated for the king. BROLY's Super Saiyan easily dealt with Goku and Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue and even fought against Super Saiyan Gogeta. In his base form, Krista was much weaker than contained Ultra Instinct Goku, who was weaker than Ultra Instinct Goku that fought Jiren. So we can imagine that base Gogeta or Super Saiyan Gogeta is stronger than that. In other words, BROLY's Super Saiyan would definitely be superior to Krista in his base form. Krista would resort to his mysterious transformation, and the power of this transformation is also a mystery since we haven't seen Krista truly fight with it. But I think that considering he scared Goku completely in that moment, we can deduce that the form was at least on the level of not contained Ultra Instinct Goku at the time, which is roughly the level he had when he fought Moro, maybe a bit stronger. In addition to the common Super Saiyan, BROLY also has the green-haired Super Saiyan form, which we call Legendary Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Berserk. And in this form, he managed to fight against Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. It's true that he was at a complete disadvantage against Gogeta, but was able to withstand many attacks and even counterattack. Well, as I said, it's difficult to compare the power of Ultra Instinct Goku with Gogeta since both are much stronger than Goku's Super Saiyan Blue. But I find it very unlikely that Goku alone is superior to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So I think that even if Krista had the same power as Ultra Instinct Goku, with the latest transformation he showed, he would still be inferior to BROLY Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Berserk. In this scenario, after BROLY reaches Super Saiyan, Krista would use his special transformation, and at that moment in the fight, perhaps both would have a similar power level, and perhaps Krista could still be slightly stronger than BROLY and also be better than him in the fight, thanks to his intelligence and experience. But any advantage Krista could have against BROLY Super Saiyan would disappear when the warrior from Universe 7 uses the Super Saiyan Berserk. As I said, it was clear in Chapter 6 that Krista was containing power against Goku, which means he may even have other transformations that we don't know about, but that's uncertain, and in this video, I want to base myself on what has been shown. So, based on what has been shown, I conclude that BROLY could probably defeat Krista if we consider all the power that the Saiyan King has shown so far. And that's my conclusion for today's video, guys. If we consider all the power that Krista showed in Chapter 6 of Dragon Ball Hakai, and all the power that BROLY showed in his movie, I think we can conclude that BROLY would win this battle. But it's important to remember that Krista hasn't shown his full power yet, and perhaps by using his full power, he might be more powerful than BROLY. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget your like and subscribe to the channel as we become 200,000 subscribers. Until the next time, goodbye.